Atlantia vivere, Atlantia vince, Atlantia vittoria, Agartha vivere, Shambhala vivere, Lemuria vivere, Atlantia vivere, Urania vivere, Akasha vivere, Dracona vivere, Lir, Mursul, Ka vivere, the insects vivere, the Vulturite and the snakes vivere, the immortals, the undead immortals, the pure immortals vivere. My holy Atlantean people, this is a message for North Korea, for Kim Jong-un, son of Kim Jong-il, whom I greatly appreciated, and I sent a lot of videos to him until he was shot by a general. And also for not nuking Japan or something like that. And also to my good friend Donald Jefferson Trump, from the Jefferson family, who was a great founding father and the best diplomat of America. I wish to say that I know about the composition of the two armies who are about to engage in battle on May 7th, between the April 25th, when the next two American carriers arrive in the region, and May 7th. The idea is that both North Korea and South Korea have enough conventional armament to wipe out all their cities. They don't need to use nukes. Also, the North Koreans have 450 MiGs, and if only one of those 20 or 14 nuclear warheads lands on the Atlantic, on the American fleet, then the American fleet will be gone. On the other hand, the Americans have B-2 bombers and a lot of other aircraft, and each carrier can carry 120 fighters and bombers, or multi-role jets, as they are called. And so they can pretty much destroy North Korea. I know that the Russians have moved some missiles near Vladivostok, and I know that also that the Chinese have moved some armies near the North Korean border. It is a very complicated situation. In South Korea, the average salary is 47 times or 46 times higher than in North Korea. So I propose that we should drop all the embargo on North Korea, and we shall only maintain the arms embargo on North Korea indefinitely, and allow the North Korean to buy all the food and medicine that they need, and also the raw materials that they need, and also IT products and so on and so forth. And we will stimulate the American companies, also the Chinese companies, to come and invest into North Korea, because the war was started in 1953. The Americans have conquered half of their country, yes, including their capital. Now they have a new capital, but Korea is the capital of the yellow race, and the Chinese know this. China wants to conquer Korea, both Koreas, in order to proclaim themselves as leader of the yellow race and then leader of the whole world. Tradition is very important for those people, but also family is very important. You know that Kim Jong-nam was recently killed or assassinated or executed. He was the stepbrother of Kim Jong-un. So Kim Jong-un is not the real leader of North Korea, like I am not the real leader of Romania, and Donald Trump is not the real leader of America. There are these countries, all these countries and all these societies living in the modern world, more or less, because North Korea lives in the 50s and the aircraft carriers are from the 80s, or before the information age began in 1997. That means that we are technically in the atomic age, and we are going to have a nuclear confrontation now. China has about 3,000 fighter bombers, and I believe that they are going to join in. Yes, they have said that they will support USA. Also, Russia said the same thing, but I believe that both countries are going to use this situation in order to sacrifice North Korea and then to invade Europe and America, respectively. So we are looking at a global confrontation here. Okay, so what is the message that I wish to send to my son or to myself? Because I don't really know what will happen in 60 years, in 2077. Maybe North Korea will get very well armed, and maybe they will conquer China and Japan and South Korea. And yes, I am, because they are the capital of the yellow race, like Romania or Dacia, or is the capital, or Romania is the capital of Atlantia here. But if they do reach this point, they reach this point because we Atlanteans have conquered half of their country in 1953, 1956 war, or in 1957 with the demarcation line. So the reason that they are so paranoid and they have 7 million troops and 12,000 tanks and 41,000 artillery pieces and 450 fighter bombers is because, and a few hundred patrol craft, is because we made them be in that way. Okay, the relationship between North Korea and South Korea is like the relationship between Maramuresh and Ardel, or between the northern part of Macedonia, where all the fighters are born, and the southern part where the great city of Argos is, and well, all the trade and all the money are. Yes, so in the south we have a vibrant economy, we have a modern army. In the north we have the jungle and the fighters. So a reunification of the two Koreas cannot be discussed until we address the issue of the poor standard of living in North Korea. In order to do this, because they are living in dark age, it is total darkness there. We know that in America the average salary is $6, $8, $10, or maybe even $12 per hour for a worker. If those American companies move to North Korea or to Vietnam or to Cambodia, they will find salaries like 5, 10 to 20 cents per hour. Yes, for the same thing. So many will move. On the other hand, maybe the North Koreans are more culturally inclined to support China. Goodbye.